praise, and honor to the God of our Father, Israel, which is Jesus. And today, we want to first invite any and everybody to come out to the house of Israel. We're in Albany, Georgia, at 1604 East Oglethorpe Boulevard. So if you want to come out and worship on the Lord's Sabbath day, we're here every Saturday at 1 p.m.
Amen.
Every Saturday. Let me get right to this lesson, y'all. It's going to be a lesson that's going to bring a little pain. I'm going to give you the title of the lesson. The lesson title is The Problem with Faith is Work. The problem with faith is work. And most people today is very lazy. Very lazy. And we have a problem with that in the nation of Israel, or so-called black people or Negroes. Our people today are not hungry for anything but sin. Are not hungry for anything but sin. In order for this faith to work, you got to have work going along with it. And that is what God sees in us to get us on the right track. If you don't see the work in you, and your labor is just with evil, you're going to be spinning around in circles. Spinning around in circles like a merry-go-round. And that's what a lot of people are doing today. They go in circles. And they can't understand, how did I get back to this same place year after year after year?
Come on.
But your work ain't there. It's not according to the Word of God. Your work is according to the Word. If your work is according to the Word, God don't know you. So we got to make sure that we understand that the work we are doing, God is judging us off of. It's not going to entrust you with anything when you're lazy. Anybody. When you don't have a job. Anybody. You got to get out there and do something. But you got a lot of people who are so religious, sometimes they think, well, I can't get a job called the Sabbath because I can't work on the Sabbath day. And they let it stop them there. That's a sorry person. You know why? Because you can find work anywhere. You can cut grass, you can sweep up, you can do whatever you can and avoid working on the Sabbath. But so many people today are so lazy. Lazy. I'm telling you, they are very lazy. And they use that as a crutch. God didn't tell us to use that as a crutch. And your faith that you have in God, believe me, it's not going to work. And I'm going to show you. Let's go turn to James chapter 2. James chapter 2 and verse 14. See, a long time ago, I was just analyzing my life. God gave every one of us an ability or a gift or a talent, whichever way you want to see it. He gives every one of us a special gift for His glory. I found out from God what my ability was at 12 years old. At 12 years old. But the thing is, I didn't understand at 12 years old that this was my ability. My ability was to cut hair. And folks said, man, that's so simple. But at 12 years old, I was looking at that as being just nothing. Only thing I was trying to do is make sure my dad don't cut my hair because he was jacking it up. And I wanted a good haircut. So when I was 12 years old, I went to the barber shop. I'm gonna watch this, man. Cut my hair, cut everybody's hair in there. And I picked up on it so easy. So easy. At the time, it was like, okay, I can cut hair, I cut my brother's hair and all this stuff like that. But God was saying to myself, you ain't strong enough. So I started playing football to develop mental strength as well as physical strength. When you develop mental and physical strength, you're able to handle the pressure. Most of us in this lifetime having been put in pressure situations.
That's right.
That situation of pressure, when you working, it's going to prove who you are.
Come on.
But if you don't work, you can never develop that strength you have. But most people do not go by, they don't analyze their life. At 12 years old, I'm telling you, I had to look at this thing. At 12 years old, I never knew I was going to be a barber. I never knew it, period. That is not what I was looking for. I said I was going to be a professional football player. I did that. I said I was going to be a college football player. I did that. But God said, look, I'm going to use barbering so you can glorify me. And you say to yourself, how barbering glorifying you? Because I got an opportunity to witness to people.
Come on.
My ability. All of y'all came here, y'all found me through the barber shop. This is how he drew people to me. Through the barber shop, through cutting hair. Just like you all in, y'all have an ability. But you got to use for God's glory.
Come on.
And he'll expand it. He'll expand it. I'm a proven witness. I'm not trying to brag to you anything about that. But so many people today are lazy. Are lazy. And God don't give his ability, he don't give his ability to lazy people. If you're looking for a handout, he trying to build kings upon this earth so he can run, so they can run the kingdom. That's what he's trying to do now. But if you cannot handle the pressure of this life, how are you going to handle the pressure when he put you in leadership positions? That's why I say faith is not the problem with us. We some of the most faithful people in the world and believe that there's a God. But the problem is the work. People fold when it's time to work. People fold when it's time to put their business, put it to work. Whatever your ability is. And I got to analyzing this now. I'm like, man, why so many of our people we some of the most religious people in the world. But we still at the bottom of the totem pole. We're not working in God's book. And therefore, when you're not working in God's book, he can't put you on the right path. So the title of the message is, like I said before, the problem with faith is work. It's work. Let's turn to James chapter 2. We're going to start with verse 14. Let's look at this. Go ahead.
What do it profit, my brother, though a man say he has faith and have not works? Can faith save him?
Go ahead.
If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warm and filled.
Yes, sir.
Notwithstanding, you give them not those things which are needful to the body. What doeth it profit?
He said, what is going to profit a person that is hungry if you tell them, be well, go on your way? No, you need to help that person with some work. You need to help them. Those more people don't want to do that. Your working could be in your pocket with your money, but you hold on to it. Say, oh man, I can't get this up now. That man hungry. You gonna go to work? You gonna go to work tomorrow? You gonna go have a paycheck? He ain't got no paycheck. She ain't got no paycheck. Help him. Help him. But we so caught up on ourselves.
Come on.
And holding that so tight, God can't give us a blessing.
That's right.
Listen what it says about this work here. Go ahead.
Verse 17. Even so faith, if it has not works, is dead, being alone.
He said faith, even though it not work, is what? Dead. Because it's alone. Them two got to work together. They got to work together. You can't have faith. Even the devil's got faith in God. They know God.
Come on. Amen.
Read on.
Yea, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works.
He said, if a man say he got faith without works, show it to me. You should have some type of product or some type of action or some type of whatever it is that you're working at. You should be able to show people, this is what I'm doing. I use myself for an example. I post my pictures of my haircuts online. This is what I'm doing. This is my work. I post these ministry stuff online. This is my work. I know what I'm doing. But you got a lot of people post all kind of filthy stuff. That ain't edifying nobody. They go and looking at the filthy stuff. That ain't edifying nobody. That's your work. Now believe me, God gonna judge you off your work. If you find this so enticing, that's what it is. They entice with this evilness of the world. But listen to what he say here. Go ahead.
Thou believest that there is one God. Thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble.
God said, thou believe in one God. The devil believe that? What's the difference between you and the devil? Your word. Belief alone is not going to get you in. Period. Some people think, oh, as long as you have faith. Oh, as long as you all have faith. Oh, it's another part of the faith is work. That's the problem. Like I said, the title of the message, the problem with faith is work. You ain't got none. I'm not saying y'all in general. You know who I'm talking to if this hit you.
Exactly.
You know who I'm talking to.
Amen, brother.
Go ahead.
But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? Was not Abraham our father justified by works?
Yes, sir.
When he had offered Isaac, his son, upon the altar.
Even Abraham had to prove himself to God. Abraham said, God said, I know you believe me. You know it's a God I'm talking to you. But now I want to see you work. Go offer your son up on the altar.
Come on.
Kill him for me. And he offered his son up. And about to kill him. And God said, Abraham, it's a ram in the bush. Don't do it.
That's right.
He sacrificed the ram. He showed him his work.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Seest thou high faith worked without works, and by works was faith made perfect.
Seeing thou have faith work with his work, by works was faith made perfect.
Amen.
Works. All this talk. Crap. I'm a Hebrew. I follow the dietary law. I do all this stuff. All this stuff you talk. You ain't going out there broadcasting over the world. And God made it so easy for us to broadcast it. I check some of your Facebook pages and see. Some of you from my friend, I don't see one single thing. But you saying you got work. I'm putting it on blast, the God of Israel. Put it on blast. I know where my help come from. I don't care what you say about me. I'm going to do it. That's my work. And God made it where back in the day, as Negroes and so-called African Americans, we didn't have that media power back then. Everything the white folks controlled it. They controlled it for us to put this out. But now we got this little media power, which is Facebook, Instagram, social media. We ain't doing nothing to edify him. No work. But you want stuff from God. Come on, man, please. Go ahead.
23. And the scripture was fulfilled, which said, Abraham believed God, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness, and he was called the friend of God.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Ye see then how that by works a man is justified, and not by faith only.
I told you the problem with faith is what? Work. You can be our faith all you want, but it ain't justified to your work. And God see your work. Let's turn to Luke chapter 16, verse 10. God looks at some people who understand. His attention to people who understand, who actually trying to attempt to build something and give him the glory. Luke 16 and verse 10. He looking. And the reason why some people are still in the same place from 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, because the little thing he gave you, you just cast it away. I don't know what your ability is. You got to search that out in your heart and what your ability is. I know my ability. And I know how he shaped me and molded me. He made me go through a little pain so I can be able to handle the situation comes up. But some of them, when we feel a little pain, oh, we need to do that no more. Don't cry about the pain, go through it. That's wrong, people. They feel a little pain. How you gonna be a king of God and you can't handle any pain? You can't handle it. to serve God in comfort. Man, it's the wrong place you need to be in. You need to go somewhere else. But this thing right here is uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Luke chapter 16, we're going to start at verse 10. Go ahead.
He that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in much. And he that is unjust in the least is unjust also in much.
See, God looking at what you faithful in. If you faithful in the least, you see, he that is faithful in which that is least is also faithful in what is much. And people look at their little building like it's just small. Like, it ain't really, I do this thing good, whether I cut hair, whether I do cakes, whether I do cupcakes, whether I do some type of arts and craft and all this stuff. I see people doing these little arts and craft, little trinkets, they're making jewelry online, the wooden stuff, making money. You know what our people say? Oh man, that ain't gonna make that. And some of them good at this stuff, very good. God said, look man, if you do what I tell you to do according to my work, I will open your mind up so you can see how to make money. How to make it. Instead of being lazy looking for a handout. Everybody got to help me. I can't stand that. My parents put that in. My parents put that in me early. Said, you're a man. You deal with stuff. Believe it. If I come to you and say I need something, you better believe I'm at my last. I'm going to go through a lot just to ask you for anything. Not just in being prideful, but I want to suffer through a little something. Because when that painful situation comes, I won't fold. Because I went through it. But he's telling us, we got to be faithful with the little things he gives you. I don't know what God gave you. You know. I know what God gave me.
Come on.
Go ahead.
If therefore ye have not been faithful in the unrighteous mammon, who will commit to your trust the true riches?
He said, if you ain't faithful to the unrighteous mammon, which is money, you're working on these different type of companies in the world, you're working with people who are unrighteous, and they making unrighteous money, how God gonna trust you with the righteous stuff? Because you get on these people's jobs, you clock in when you don't supposed to be clocked in, you eating up their food on the job, or you doing something you ain't supposed to be doing. God said, look, man, they ain't treating this like it's theirs. I can entrust them with something at this level because they can handle it when it's small. When I worked for this guy, King George, the older guy who got me my license, I treated his shop like it was mine. Mine. I made sure I did according to what he told me to do, because I wanted it. And God seen that, and he said, okay, now I can use it for this barber, for my glory, so he can bring people here. This is why he helped me pay my bill and all. This is why I've been in business for over 20 years. This is why, all for his glory. Not for Jeff, I'm not bragging, I'm talking about for him. He wanted me to start this thing up so we can get this word of God out here. Period. This ain't about me. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And if ye have not been faithful in that which is another man, who shall give you that which is your own?
See, I'm faithful over somebody else's stuff because I worked it. I work. But when you're lazy, you feel a little pain. And you say, man, I can't do that. I ain't doing that too much for that. I ain't doing that. God said, man, you ain't fit for the kingdom. You can't have nothing. I'm looking for warriors. I'm looking for people who are battle tested on this thing. Because what he got planned for us is very great. Very great. Let me show you. Let's go to Matthew chapter 25. God had to see us put the work in for his glory before he promotes us. See, people don't know the bigger picture of what God is doing. God is not trying to take you off to heaven. I know they talk to you in the Sunday church and saying that, okay, you believe in Jesus Christ, you're going to heaven. It don't say that in the book. If you find it, read it to me. The thing is, God is setting us up right now to run his kingdom. And this is the battleground. This is the workplace, the earth. And he's seeing how you handle the different situations in life. He's seeing how you work with different situations, the ups and downs. See if you're going to leave him because times get a little hard. It don't supposed to be like that, y'all. Cause you slip a little bit, hey, get back on that bike and ride it again. Cause you fall a little bit, hey, get back up, dust yourself off. He said the righteous man shall what? Fall 7 times and get back up. Believe me, I fall all the time. But I try my best not to let people see it. Period. This is the main focus he's trying to do with us. Right here in Matthew chapter 25, verse 14. Go ahead.
For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country,
Yes, sir.
who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents,
Yes, sir.
to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey.
He said, look, the kingdom of heaven is like a traveling man in a far country. We know who that traveling man is.
That's right.
That's Jesus. He went to a far country, which back to heaven and sit on the right hand of his Father.
That's right.
He said, but when he left, he gave every man, including woman, an ability, a work to do. And he said, then he received the 5 talents, or the 5 abilities, or money, whatever that ability is that you have, and then traded with the same and made them 5 talents. He's trying to see the ability he gave you. Are you working it for his glory, or are you working it for your glory? Go ahead.
17. And likewise, he that had received 2, he also gained other 2.
So you got one that gained, he gave him 5, he gave him another 5. You got one that gained 2, he gave him another 2. So these people are producing. Ask yourself, what are you producing for him? What is your work producing for him? What? Ask yourself. I ain't got to sit up here and interrogate you. You ask yourself, you interrogate yourself. Are you producing more for the world? Or are you working more for him?
Good question.
Go ahead.
But he that had received 1 talent, went and digged in the earth, and hid his Lord's money.
They're going to be the lazy one. God give you ability. I see a lot of people I talk to got a lot of ability to draw, to sing, to do whatever, and they go and get that ability to just hide it within themselves. And they can be doing it for the glory of God, but they hide it. Why? They're lazy and fearful. But God deal with people like that. Go ahead.
After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh, and reckoneth with them.
They're going to, Lord, he coming. He going to reckon me. He going to reward the ones that working. Go ahead.
And so he that had received 5 talents came and bought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more.
He said, you gave me 5, Lord. I gave you 5 more. I gave you 5 more, Lord. He put this work on the table. Go ahead. This is what happened here. Go ahead.
His Lord said unto him, Well done, thy good and faithful servant.
That's what you want to hear. Well done for what I gave you. Like I said, I don't know what your ability is. I know mine. Well done. The good and faithful servant. Them some words that I want to hear. I'm hungry for them words. Because you know why? You get to walk in. You get to walk in the kingdom. But when you got a bunch of love and hip-hop and Facebook fights and social media fights on your timeline and all this stuff, you're like, what is this mess? What is this mess you giving me right here? And he gonna run it all the way down. Fake the funk with me all day long. But you can't fake it with him. What you looking at in your pastime, what he or she looking at in the pastime, it gonna come up in judgment. I'm just here to deliver the message to you. He gonna check everything. And we're going to find out in this lesson. He said, well done, thy good and faithful servant. Go ahead.
Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord.
Oh, he said, you faithful over a few things. It's small compared. The Bible shop right here is small compared to a lot of these Sunday churches. These few. He said, I gave you these few members. You taught this word. I'm going to make you ruler over big things. That's what y'all don't see. Stop looking at things because it's so small that it's insignificant. God sees it as being big. Because in the last day, very few shall find it. But if you get some people that understand and listen to it, he said, I got something for you, boy. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. You're going to enter in with joy to the Lord. Go ahead.
Amen. 22. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents besides them.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
His Lord said unto him, well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord.
When God said he's going to make you rule over many things, that means that when he set up his kingdom of God, and Jesus Christ on King David's throne ruling for 1,000 years, he said, look, Jeff, come on up here. I want you to run Russia. I want you to run Africa. I want you to run these countries right here for me. He said cities, right?
That's right.
If you guys don't understand, this is what he's talking about in the 1,000 years resurrection. When he resurrected the people and he sit on the David throne for 1,000 years to rule and reign, he got to choose people to help him run the kingdom. I want you to be a God over here in the Middle East. I want you to be a God over here in Australia. All these places right here. But because you keep going to that dumb Sunday church that got you flying off to heaven. You got to make it through this kingdom first before you can get to the Father kingdom. If you got some understanding. Go ahead.
Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art a hard man,
Excuses.
reaping where thou hast not sown, gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine.
He said, look, man, I gave you ability to rake a yard. I gave you ability to clean shoes up and resell them. People making all this money off different types of abilities. I gave you ability to do this stuff. But what you did? Oh, I just cleaned my shoes up and left everything alone. I didn't want to pursue that for your glory. You could have brought more money into the kingdom. You could have brought more people into a church, be in an organization, helping out people. But guess what? You clean your own shoes. I'm using shoes for an example. You cut your own hair, Jeff. You could be cutting everybody else's hair and talking to them in the chair and have them understand about the laws of God. This is how small it is, but you looking at it like this, because I'm looking at it like this. It's very small, insignificant. This thing is big.
Yes.
God would explode this thing. And look at KFC. The man is selling chicken. How many black folk can cook chicken better than KFC? Too many of us. Guess what we doing? Still just cooking chicken for our family. Could start a business cooking chicken. And it don't even taste good like it used to. But you got to look at the small things you do to glorify Him, and then He'll take you to that next level with your work. But you can have all the faith in the world, but with no work, it ain't going nowhere. And He talking about the kingdom right here. He going.
26. His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant.
This is what He's saying to that lazy one who went and put the money in the ground and said, look, I ain't going to do nothing with it. I'm just going to hold on to it. He said, you wicked and slothful. Are you sorry, lazy, no good servant? That's how He look at you when you have an ability and you don't use it for His glory. Go ahead.
Thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not.
He said, you knew that I'm a hard man to deal with. Go ahead.
And gathered where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers.
He said, at least you could have went to the bank and drew some interest off of it. At least you can do something inside of the house or wherever you at. Give it to somebody who can do something with it.
That's right.
But you looking at, oh man, this is my money right here. You saying to yourself, this is the Lord's money, but you really saying this is my money. A lot of people do that. It ain't my money. Where I take money up in here, I don't mix this nowhere with my finances, period. Zero.